Hello children, myself Ishwarchand Balichwal welcomes all of you. Today we are continuing our first chapter, integer. Now we start for making multiplication easier by using different properties. Here we take a case. Here there are three numbers, minus 25 into 31 into 4. Okay. When we take these two numbers, minus 25 into 31 first, and then we multiply the result of this to 4. Then now multiply this, we get minus 775 into 4 equals minus 3100. This is our case first. This way we normally multiply numbers. Okay. Now case second. Here first we take these two numbers. Instead of taking these two, we take these two. Why? Because the multiplication of these two is more easier than this. Now minus 25 into 4 become minus 100. Okay, and any number which contain 1 and 0 is very easy to multiply. How? First we multiply this number by 1 and then put 0. So when we take these two numbers first, then it becomes very easier. Now minus 25 into 4 minus 100 into 31 by using commutativity. Here what we have to do? We just change the order. Okay. First we take this number, then we take this number. By this way we change the order, and this is by using commutativity. Okay. Now by multiplying this and this, we get minus 3100, which is very easy than this. These are some example of using different properties. Now take one more example. 17 into 13 can be written as 17 into 10 plus 3. This 13 can be written as 10 plus 3. Now we may use the property of distributivity. Okay. This become A and this become B plus C. Okay. So by using this we can multiply first 17 by 10 and then 17 by 3. Okay. So we get 17 into 10, 17 into 3. This is our property of A into B plus C. The distributive property. By using distributive property, we direct multiply these two numbers by 17 and we get the result. So 17 into 10 and 17 into 3. This is 170 plus 17 into 3, 51. Now add, we get 221. So by using distributive property, this way we found the result. Sometime we may use the converse of this. If numbers are written in this form, then we convert them in this form by taking common. That is the converse of distributivity. Okay. Now take more example. This minus 25 into 98 equals minus 25 into 100 minus 2. This 98 can be written as 100 minus 2. Why? Because the multiplication of any number which contain 1 and 0 is more easier than this type of numbers. So we convert this first 100 minus 2. Now this become a property, distributive property, A into B minus C. Okay. Equals AB minus SE. Okay. So by using this distributive property, we multiply this. Minus 25 into 100 and minus 25 into minus 2. So minus 25 into 100. This is our A, this is B, this is C. So AB plus AC. If we put plus here and minus 2 separate, then we can use this. If we directly use A into B minus C, then AB minus AC. Whatever you want. So this is minus 25 into 100 plus minus 25 into minus 2. Okay. Now multiply. It is very easy. Minus 25 into 1, minus 25 and put 2 0. Minus 25 into minus plus minus 25 into 2, 50. So by distributive property, it is very easy. Now add. Here they have different sign, so we subtract, and the bigger number having negative sign, so put negative sign here and just subtract them. So minus 2450 is our answer. So this way, by using different property, we can make multiplication easier. Now this is our question. 17 into minus 37 plus minus 37 into minus 27. Now look here. In both these terms, minus 37 is common. Okay. So what we have to do? We just make the property, distributive property, converse of distributive property, because we can write A, B plus C as AB plus AC. But here we have already AB plus AC. So we take common A and write down this as A into B plus C. This is the converse of distributive property. So here we convert them by the using converse. So first we take common this here. Minus 37 common here. So look, this is A, this is B, this is A, this is B. C, sorry. So here A is common. This is no. Here this is common. So change. Here this can be taken as A because this is common in both the terms. Now this A become here. Now here 17 left. By taking minus 37 common, we left 17. Now here minus 37 common, so here left minus 27. By this way, we can make this easier. Now first we add this. Okay. Now 17 minus 27. This having negative sign, so different sign always subtracted. So first we subtract them. Minus 27 and 17 become minus 10, and this minus into minus plus, and 37 into 10, 370. This minus into minus plus, and 37 into 10, 370. So this is our result. By this way, by the using of converse, we convert them in this form. This way, here we multiply two times. Now here one time we add and then one time we multiply. So this is easier. Okay. Now we take more example. Division of integer. Division of integer. It is the inverse operation of multiplication. Okay. In division, first we invert the number, then we multiply. So it is the inverse operation of multiplication. We take example. Example is 2 into minus 4 is minus 8. Okay. If we write down this like 2 into minus 4 equals minus 8 upon 1, we put 1 here to make the cross multiplication easier. So we put 1 in both the side. Now if we brought this minus 4 here, then what happened? minus 8 divided by minus 4, we can write, or we can take this 2 here. Okay, if we take this 2 here, minus 8 divided by 2, we get this result minus 2. Minus 8 divided by 2, just we get minus 4. And if we put minus 4 here, then minus 8 divided by minus 4, we get 2. Because this is our result, we already know. 2 into minus 4 equal to minus 8. But if we put minus 4 here by cross multiplication, then minus 8 divided by minus 4 equal to 2. So we can write this result as minus 8 divided by 2, we get minus 4. And if we write minus 8 divided by minus 4, we get 2. Because minus and minus become plus, and 8 divided by 4 is 2. Okay. So this way we can make our division easier. Okay. Sometime we want to find missing term. Here we know minus 8 into minus 9 equal to 72. If we don't know what is the term here, then what we have to do? Here, this is two terms and this is the result. If one term is absent, then what we have to do? If we put minus 8 here, then we get minus 9. If we put minus 9 here, we get minus 8. So by using this, we provide here minus 8. 72 divided by minus 8, we get minus 9, because minus 9 is left. If we divide 72 by minus 9, then minus 8 here. So this way we can fulfill our missing term. When we divide a negative integer, by a, let a be any number, a positive integer, okay, we divide them as whole numbers and then put a minus sign before the quotient. Again I repeat, when we divide a negative integer by a positive integer, we divide them as whole. That is, first we divide by considering both the number as a whole only, by ignoring sign, we divide them as a whole number and then put a minus sign before the quotient. That is the result. So we get the result. Okay. Now next conclusion. When we divide a positive integer by a negative integer, we first divide them as whole numbers and then put a minus sign before the quotient. Okay. In both these cases, we just ignoring the sign and make the division, then we put the negative sign, because one number is positive and other is negative. So this is the case of positive into negative. So we get negative. That's why we put minus sign before the quotient. Okay. For any two positive integer a and b, here a and b are the integer, but here b having negative sign. So a divided by minus b, that is minus a divided by b. Both the case are correct. Here one time we put the negative sign here and one time we put negative sign here. So it means if the positive number divided by negative integer or negative integer divided by positive number, the procedure is same, but one thing keeping in mind, b not equal to 0. If b equal to 0, then this become indeterminate form. Check. We check this rule. Minus 45 divided by 5. So first we divide this 45 by 5 by ignoring the sign. 45 divided by 5, we get 9. Then put this negative, because negative into positive is negative. So first we divide only, then we put negative sign. Here we make this positive and this is negative. This negative sign put here. So 45 divided by minus 5. First we divide 45 by 5. We get 9. Then we put this negative, because positive into negative is negative. So this way we feel easier to calculate our problem. So minus 45 divide 5 equals 45 divide minus 5 equals minus 9. So if we divide any negative integer by positive integer, then we also get negative integer. If we divide positive integer by negative integer, we also get negative integer. Okay. When we divide a negative integer by a negative integer, now this time we divide a negative integer by a negative integer. We first divide them as a whole number and then put a positive sign, because negative into negative become positive. We take example. Here minus a divide by minus b. First we divide a by b, then we put sign positive. Why? Because minus into minus become positive. So we can write a divided by b. So directly we get the result. Now we learn more thing. Properties of division of integers. How we use different properties of division of integer. Here minus 5 divided by 3. So we write minus 5 by 3. Result is not an integer. This is a fraction. Okay. When the number cannot be divisible by that other number, we get a fraction. Okay. So result is not an integer. 3 divided by minus 5, we get 3 by minus 5. Here this is not an integer, because this number is not divisible by this. So result is not an integer. So integer are not closed under division. In the process of division, integer are not closed because the result is not an integer. Okay, this is our conclusion. And division is not commutative for integer. How? Here we check. If we change the order, any integer divided by 0 is meaningless. If we divide any integer by 0 is meaningless, because it becomes indefinite form, not defined form. That is, a divided by 0 is not defined form. Okay. So never be the denominator be 0. Okay. And 0 divided by an integer other than 0 is equal to 0. If we divide 0 by any integer, then we get 0. Here this is effective. Okay. Only denominator not be 0. If we take 0 in numerator, we can make division and we get 0. Because here a not equal to 0. Now we take example. Minus 7 divided by 1. First we divide 7 by minus 1. First we divide 7 by 1. We get 7, then put minus sign, because minus and plus when multiplied they gives us minus. Here 9 divided by 1, because both are positive. So 9 divided by 1 we get 9. Any integer divided by 1 gives the same integer. Here we check. When we divide minus 7 by 1, we get minus 7. When we divide plus 9 by 1, we get 9. It means when we divide any integer by 1, we get same integer. Any integer divided by 1 gives the same integer. So we can write a divided by 1, a, but a divided by minus 1 is minus a. Always remember, if there is minus 1, then we get minus a. Now we take a divided by b divided by c and a divided by b divided by c. Here first we associate b and c. Here we associate a and b and check what happened. This is associative property. When minus 15 divided by 5 and then the result divided by minus 3, we get minus 15 divided by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3, and now put the negative. And this divided by minus 3, negative, negative cancel, and 3 by 3 is 1. So this is 1. Again we take this. Minus 15, first we associate 5 and minus 3. So 5 divided by minus 3, we get 5 by minus 3. Now convert this division sign into the multiplication sign and invert the number. So this become minus 3 by 5 and minus 15. So we divide this by 3 times. 5 1 ja 5, 5 3 ja 15. So this negative is here and this divide by 3 times. Now minus 3 into minus 3 become plus 9, because minus into minus is plus. So here we check A divided by B divided by C, that is first we associate A and B, and here first we associate B and C, but check the result is not equal. Here we receive 1, here we receive 9. So this is not equal to this, that is left hand side not equal to right hand side. So division is here, this is left hand side, this is right hand side, which are not equal. So division is not associative for integer. Okay, this is our next conclusion. Now we take more thing. We take some problem. Okay, here is our problem. In a test, plus 4 marks are given for every correct answer and minus 2 marks are given for every incorrect answer. Okay, this is the given to us, and now we have to calculate what? Sita answered all the question and scored 20 marks, though she get 8 correct answer. Next information, Tanu also answered all the question and scored minus 4 marks, though he got 4 correct answer. Okay, here 8 correct answer, here 4 correct answer. How many incorrect answer had they attempt? We have to know how many incorrect answer they attempted. Okay, so first we start. Marks given for 1 correct answer. What is our information? In a test, plus 4 marks are given for every correct answer. So here we write the given information. Marks given for 1 correct answer is 4. Okay, so marks given for 8 correct answer. Here Sita attempted 8 correct answer. So 4 into 8, 32. Okay, Sita's score, but here we found that Sita's score is 20. So we write Sita's score 20. Okay, now what happened? Marks obtained for incorrect answer. How we found marks obtained for incorrect answer? This is the total marks and this is the marks by correct answer. So rest of the marks is we found. How? We subtract this total score by this, because this is the total score. If something added or subtracted, we get this. So by this way, this is the total score and this is the correct answer score. So we subtract this from this. So 20 minus 32, we get minus 12. Minus 12, that is, here we know for every incorrect answer there is minus 2 marks, and here is the marks negative. So this is for incorrect answer. Marks given for incorrect answer is minus 2. So we divide this minus 12 by minus 2, we get the number of answers. Therefore, number of incorrect answer equal to minus 12 divided by minus 2. Okay. So we get 6. So 6 incorrect answer he attempt. Okay. Okay. So Sita had attempted 6 incorrect answer. Okay. This is the result. Now we calculate for Tanu. Marks given for 4 correct answer. 1 correct answer having 4 marks and he attempt 4. So 4 into 4 equal to 16. Tanu's score minus 4. Okay. So this is the total score. So we subtract this. Marks of 10 for incorrect answer. -4 and we subtract -16. Both are negative, so they are added. So this become -20. This is the score of incorrect answer. Okay. Now marks given for one incorrect answer is -2. So we have to divide this by -2. Therefore number of incorrect answer equal to -20 divided by -2. So we get 10. Negative is cancelled out by negative, because negative into negative is positive. So we get 10. So Tanu had attempted 10 incorrect answer. By this way we found both the results. Okay. Now we take another problem. The problem is here. A shopkeeper earns a profit of ₹2 by selling one pen and incurs a loss of 50 paisa per pencil. Okay, 50 paisa per pencil of his old stock. Okay. Here we provide more information. In a particular month, he incurs a loss of ₹25. Okay. In this period, he sold 60 pens. How many pencils did he sell in this period? Okay. We have to find. First information is profit earned by selling one pen. Here is the information. Shopkeeper earns a profit of ₹2 by selling one pen. So we write here profit earned by selling one pen is how much? ₹2. Profit earned by selling 60 pens. Shopkeeper sold 60 pens. So we found the profit earned by selling 60 pens. We multiply this by this, because this is the profit of one pen and this we required 60 pens. So we multiply 60 into 2, we got ₹120. Okay. Now total loss given here, and incur a loss of 50 paisa per pencil of his old stock. Okay. In selling pencil he have loss, and by selling pen he found profit. So here the total loss given is ₹25. Loss of ₹25. So here total loss given ₹25, which we denote by -25. Why? Because this is loss. This is loss. So we put negative sign here. For profit there is positive. So for loss we put negative sign. Okay. Now profit earned plus loss incurred equals total loss. Okay. Because the shopkeeper have total loss. So we put here total loss. Now put the values. Profit earned ₹120. Loss incurred minus ₹25. Okay. So by this equation we found loss incurred. This is loss incurred. Send this toward right side. What happened? Profit earned, when transposing toward right hand side, the sign is changed. Here profit earned is positive. Here this become negative. So total loss minus profit earned. So we put the values. We want to find loss incurred, which is total loss minus profit earned. The total loss is -25 is the total loss. We put here -25, and 125 is profit earned. Profit earned we put 120, and here the negative sign. So -25 minus 120 becomes -145, because both having negative sign. Same sign is always added. So we add them and we get -145. And this minus ₹145 is what? This is loss incurred, because here the negative sign. Now convert this into paisa. 1 rupee is having 100 paisa. So by multiplying this by 100, we get minus 14,500 paisa. Loss incurred by selling one pencil. Now we have to find loss incurred by selling one pencil, which is having cost 50 paisa. In selling one pencil, he have loss of 50 paisa. So put negative because it is loss. This is loss incurred. So due to loss, we put negative sign here, 50 paisa. This is the loss of one pencil, and we have total loss is this. So by dividing this to this, we get the number of pencil. Okay. So number of pencils sold equal to minus 14,500 divided by minus 50. This negative and negative sign cancel out, and we divide just by this. We get here the value 0 cancel by 0, negative by negative. 1450 divided by 5, we get the number of pencils sold 290. By dividing this to 5, we get 290. Okay, this is our answer. Have a nice day.